we're doing lots of that. We had most of the cars behind us. I ended up facing the same office block again. And frustrated, finished 10th, and decided that would be enough for today. We're going to dip out, come back fresh in the morning. Okay, hopefully a good night's sleep is all I needed. Hello viewers of the manufacturer's car is back once more. Just looking at the schedule, we'll see that I missed last week. We're jumping in around 2 at Car Mountain. Before that, I do have to choose my manufacturer. And for this season, I'm going to go with Lexus. I'm hoping the Lexus is a good one. I think it's been pretty decent improved recently. Just take a quick look at the race. 52 laps. Medium tyres. There's no problem. The main thing here is that there's a minimum of 2 listeners. There's going to be some elements right here. Let's jump in. Let's do it. Seeing as this is my first race with Lexus, it was going to jump in.
That's me. What the fuck do you think you're doing? I'm same country as you. I'm your compaction. I'm your English compaction that you're pushing me off track.
To push the limits and we get a good time. Of course, increasing the risk of getting a penalty.
Yes.
As I demonstrate twice in a row here, getting 2 laps out, 2 opening laps. But I did manage to get some times on the board eventually. With my classes being a bit hoping to get below the bonds with driving on the minutes. But it's such a small problem in the circuit because it leads out into the longest straight into the best overtake opportunity. So you do have to get which I eventually did. Later on that lap, I didn't look at it here. Eventually, getting a solid on boards with a 149.7. It's decent. And I would say mainly switching low speed. As I found myself in some nice space here for the qualifier. And as a qualifier, to be honest, guys, this entire race was one. Say 107. These kind of videos and races come along every now and then. They just get tied into an amazing duel. So moving on. Second place there, 1 second quicker. And second place, 50.3. Expect some other players to improve as we see here. ABG, the Bulgarian player, right? 3 tenths off. Mistake there on serving it over the lane, get some fresh tyres, place second in 10. Some of these cars through. Eventually, you know, so we're beginning to put another. We're going to go and try and improve on the everything there. It's possibly a fortune in it. We're going completely. Of course, there's time out of this session compared to the so it should be slow and theoretical. We're into this middle sector. The Lexus looks nice. BG goes a little bit closer. Mid 0.096 away. Not seeing them on board. I know that this guy getting closer. And therefore I really do need to improve on the nice exit out to the straight. Take a big break here. Get us side. Speed through turn. So 2 cents up. So I should theoretically go ahead. Go 5% up. And then down the hill. I slipped it. I slipped that down. This one. You breathe. Again, the traction, as I said earlier. This one didn't seem the best on slow speed traction. This one kind of moved in the way slightly. I didn't know what he was doing, so I got slightly distracted there. Therefore, a little bit wide the apex. Quick thumb turn, it was a good lap. I didn't know if I lost too much time there, but it's not there. The driver, I did improve a bit more to a 310 margin to PG there. So I had 1.7 away. My tyres were a little bit more worn, but I could still at least try and see if I can improve again. Wait to PG's response, and there it is, 0.036 behind. Very close. I am 1 10 day on a long boat. So we do have a chance of getting 49. Of course, I'm assuming here that Barry BG is also improving at the same time, so that was my concern. But from here, just really messy. I'm disappointed. There's not going to be an improvement. I'm going to wait anxiously, see if I'm in a position. Thankfully, after the session ended, the time remaining ticking down, Barry BG did not improve. So, so this is going to tee up an incredibly close battle between the two of us in a really, really good race. Let's go 22 laps. It's in Lexus versus Porsche. And Super G2 versus Barry BG. So we grid, of course, with the rolling grid is quite spread out at the beginning. And we're just going to try to settle into this race nicely. And ideally try to pull back. As we run the time at the beginning, we are going to put on BG at some points of this race. In Porsche appears to be a strong car moment in the game. There's no question about that. Grid 3, I would say that has very good traction, and it seems to be a very good choice right now. 3 races. So in this week's daily race, which is more super Genesis race, but pretty much has always been the strong contender. As we see here on this opening lap, I am actually, if I'm honest, not going there. 7/10 the margin, so we'd like to be comfortable. That's a solid gap, I would say. Not that we'll be able to overtake as they really pull it on. Yeah.
For as well.
As we saw qualifying, we would actually incredibly to be the case also in the race. So time gap is 3/10. This guy is very much on me. We're going to be able to escape him very easily as well, especially to a close race. When the him he goes to the outside, goes defensive, gets the time. I was very sure that he would defend this position. This is one of our great decisions to make. And a long race, you just sit premature with him, with him, put it together, and work against everyone else, or do I just be on the position, potentially lose more time, I decided that I'm going to defend the position and just pull it through out to do it in such a way that I didn't lose too much time. I noticed that the tyre wear, I'm a bit concerned about tyre wear. I don't really know exactly how this car will wear on his tyres. With ice all into the track to protect the fronts. He goes for this move. That's just a warning sign. I think the Porsche was not as quick as the Lexus on the straight. I do think it was a good frame, so that's something to just note down, I suppose, as we build a profile of this guy, how his strengths are, how his weaknesses are, which parts of the track he's good on, and which parts of the track he's not so good on. Going down into the final chicane, end of lap 2, he's trying to kind of put me off the line, but I'm not really looking backwards too much. Okay, so the final corner, onto the straight, you see just how good the traction is on the Porsche. It's right on my tail now. And at this point I thought, right, I'm just going to stick to the left, I'm going to go defensive. And she gives me the balance. So with that momentum, I then go back to the racing line, knowing that he won't really have enough momentum to go back through. I'm still going to cover the inside. Should that scenario arise, should he get close enough to go for it, I'm still going to make sure they can't go through. End of lap 3, let's move this forward a little bit. We're down towards the lane again. Bit of a gap this time. I'm very worried about his layouts. The Porsche is so good at putting down his mouth. Quite insane. I didn't really have confidence to push against that. You see just how close he is. There's not much you can do about that. They're just on the left-hand side. This time, he doesn't have the buckle. He actually goes on that side, so it shows what intent he's going to go for the overtake. There we go, through the first sector, as we spoke about at the beginning of the video. It's difficult to go through there without getting collapsed, so being super careful on the events that one. Especially in a 22 lap race, going through that sequence of the track 22 different times. There's many opportunities to get penalties. So this is lap 4 now. And I'm just beginning to all clear slightly. It was quite clear that he was very strong in laps of the stint. I just begin to sense maybe that I could be changing, and I do think that he's exit out of this straight wasn't quite as good as mine. He's good on the brakes into that corner though, so very much swings around. I'm going to move from lap 4 to lap 6. So by with a fairly static gap. But this, by this point you can see the gap actually opens up slightly. 7-8 tenths. The gap is definitely a bit bigger than it has been. It's kind of outside the overtaking range. I'm just looking back there, seeing him at that distance, thinking, okay, I'm feeling comfortable now. I don't really